thanks to the Google IT support certificate, now I'm working full-time at T-Mobile as a service desk specialist. I don't have a college degree, and before the certificate, I didn't have any background with IT. Whenever I had a break, I would just pop open my laptop.
Yo, what's going on, nerd geeks and gamers alike? It's your boy Nerdy Nick, back with best friend Josh.
What is up?
For another episode of the NSquared podcast. Oh wow, the camera angle doesn't actually show a whole lot of the decorations that I've put up. Might need to fix that later on.
Boo.
Yeah. Alright. So.
Age-old question.
I was actually going to say before that,
Oh.
let's thank our sponsor, Dubby Energy. Use code NSquared10 to get yourself 10% off your premium American-made, baby, energy drink supplements. So head on over to dubby.gg, use code NSquared10, and you'll be happy gaming with Dubby. Oh my gosh, I need to adjust my headset. There we go. Okay, what's up?
So unenthusiastic. Oh my god.
You couldn't even say enthusiastic. You
I
said
know.
like whatever. All right, hold on. What's up?
What's up? What's up?
What's up? Fucking making everyone's ears bleed out
I
here.
know. It's your fault.
Britt says, "Let's do it. Save that for later."
Oh my god.
And then she also says, "I like your hat." Well, you know what I have to say about that? I like this hat. You know, do you remember that from AEW? Jake Hager, he had like the purple bucket hat. He was part of the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Oh yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh man. Oh my god, we forgot the
What?
the podcast recording portion.
Well, that's why you need to tune in and watch live for this fun stuff. That's only available on the live stream.
Alright.
And we're now recording. See, the reason why you need to head over to youtube.com/NSquaredPodcast is to check out all the fun we have when we're not recording the audio. This is actually a really good save on my part. So, this is the hat. And he'd be like, "I like this hat." Yeah.
Looks like he's going fishing.
Yeah.
Alright.
So what's up?
Not much, man. Just working and playing.
You're what?
Working and playing.
Sorry, I can't hear you. I don't have my headphones on. Hang
Oh
on.
my god.
Get it? It makes no sense because I'm right next to you and you're talking. Check out the branding.
I know, you should have told me you were going to wear it. I would have brought mine.
It was literally a last minute decision when I was looking for something to wear. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I ever wear this all the time?
I know, right?
You know?
I mean, you don't want to ruin it fast either. It's a good shirt.
True, yeah. Well, not every podcast, but...
Very soft.
Or every stream, rather. Yeah, this thing would be see-through in a matter of weeks.
Dude, yeah, and I've just been working and playing, and recently downloaded a game that was free on the PlayStation Plus, like monthly.
Monthly games?
There you
Yeah.
go. Generation Zero. I remember when it was announced, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks interesting." And I'm kind of like on the fence on it. I've been enjoying it.
Okay. Wow, it did not score very well.
Yeah, there's a few reasons for it.
Well, that's actually very polarizing. So Steam has it at 7 out of 10, and IGN has it a 4 out of 10.
Honestly, I can see why. There's like a lot of issues with it.
Is it a FPS or a mech game?
It's FPS.
So you go up...
Yeah, you're fighting mechs.
Oh, that's so unfair.
Bro, it's kind of cool though.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. Is that a mech dog? That is.
Yeah.
So this is... That is not a AT-AT.
No.
No, but that's cool though. So is this like... What do you call it? Horizon Zero Dawn?
Nope.
So the mechs aren't taking over?
Well, that's the thing. That I'm trying to play through the story right now and find that out.
Oh,
But
okay. Well, let's look up spoilers.
I don't care. I don't care.
No. Okay. Wow, is that the graphics of the game?
Oh, no, not that. Wait. Yeah, that's the graphics. That's one of the issues.
The human models, like the mechs look really cool. But,
Oh, yeah.
But the human models...
Look horrendous.
Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, how far into the game are you?
I'm still in like technically the beginning area because it's actually it has a pretty large map. So, the best I can put it is Horizon meets Dead Island.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's open world, first person. You know, you go around picking up weapons and ammo and all that shit. You can craft certain items. And then the mechs are generally in areas where a lot of shit's at. But then there's a lot of traversing. That's one of the issues I have, where there's too much traversing.
So there's no fast travel?
There is, but it's ass.
Oh. So it's fast travel, but on a budget.
Kind of.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. So you can fast travel only to safe zones, like the safe houses.
Okay.
But sometimes those safe houses are really far from objectives.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah.
You were getting at.
Yeah, like it'd be nice if certain big objectives or big areas that weren't safe zones or like safe houses, you could fast travel to and just make it a little easier. Mm-hmm. Of course, they have a vehicle system where you can get like a... Right now, I have a bike.
Like a bicycle?
Yeah. And then I just recently found a motorcycle.
Okay.
So, but the bicycle, oh god, it's horrendous. You're going if you're not on the road and you try to go off roading, the bike like, doing, it's like this. It's like doing.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. And like it's faster to walk at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got its charm to it though. Apparently you can unlock a companion, that little dog robot. You can unlock one of those to follow you around.
Does it fight as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a rocket launcher attached to it.
Oh shit!
And you can name it too.
Wait, hold on. When your dog thing shoots the rocket launcher, does it launch your dog backwards at all?
No.
No. Oh, missed opportunity there.
Right. All right. Yeah, they have like
or like make it do a backflip. You know, like
cool. Yeah, the naming system, it's literally three, like, you can give it, like, three names, you know, like, the fucking, you know, like, the one I gave it was Senor Turbo Wizard.
Senor Turbo Wizard.
Yeah.
Wow. That's quite a name there, Josh.
I know. Well, I mean, it gives you options for the names. That's the only way to put a name on it, but still. So,
wait, like pre-listed names?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah, I know. Overall, though, I can see why it wasn't received too well. Graphically speaking, especially the human models, not the greatest. Everything else actually looks pretty good.
Excuse me.
The actual voice acting is horrendous.
Find a different word to use. You said that 2 times now.
Because it's that bad.
So, I noticed there's a kind of like a trend with lower budget games where they use AI to read the script.
Really?
Is this one of those things where you can kind of maybe, now that you know that, does it sound kind of automated?
No.
No? So it is like real people.
I have a feeling it's real people, and I have a feeling they're just not the greatest voice actors.
Kinda sucking.
Like, you can tell they're trying to put some emphasis in some of the lines, but it sounds like they're trying to be quiet about it.
Ah.
Yeah, it's weird.
That is kind of weird. I wonder if maybe these were like contracted people to record at home or something, you know what I mean?
That would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Because like some people have like recording studios, or I say studios, but it's really like they soundproof their closet.
Yeah.
And that's the setup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, because this game was released maybe, a year or 2 ago?
Okay.
So I could see that, during the pandemic, they were probably recording from home.
Sure. Yeah. So what?
Oh, wait, never mind.
Oh, when did it come out?
2018. That's even
Oh,
worse.
wow.
That's
Okay.
even worse.
Well, so then at least you gave it that grace that it was really a PS4 game, right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So what were the other games that were up on PS Plus?
I didn't really pay much attention to them because I didn't feel like there were games I would enjoy.
Oh, okay. So that was the main one that you downloaded?
Yeah, because I was like, I remember hearing about this one. Let me give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
It's entertaining enough for me to continue playing it, but I'm still kind of like, all right, if it doesn't get better by the halfway point,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna drop it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, like, I always have that kind of problem where I buy a game or, get one on whatever, like fucking, what do you call it? Game Pass.
Yeah.
And I download it with the intention of playing the game all the way through. Or buying the game, playing it all the way through. But there are times where I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? And I feel bad or guilty that I don't finish the game.
Don't feel bad.
And yeah, that's kind of like a running theme too. I suppose with gamers, it's like, when is enough of a bad game, right? Like, say for example, you bought a game for, I don't know, budget price of like $30,
Yeah.
right? Say the game's like 10 hours long, and you're about four-ish hours in, and you're still not digging it. Do you finish it?
It depends. It depends on the game. Because certain games where the gameplay is fun enough to, like, make up for the crappy story,
Okay.
I'll play through it because the gameplay is fun.
Yeah.
And then games where the story makes up for the crappy gameplay, it's like, I really want to find out what's going on.
It's like a bad television show.
Yeah. You're like, I want to find out. It's just kind of like, I'll suffer through it.
Yeah, it's kind of like when like Brittany watches like garbage TV, but then like someone says something and I'm like, damn it, now you got me interested. What is it? How's it gonna end?
Yeah, because I remember she told me that. Yeah, there'll be times where he's just like, "What's going on?" Like,
Yeah, dude, because you hear some outlandish bullshit or whatever, or like Grey's Anatomy. I can't stand. Okay, I can't stand certain types of speech because I'm very. I got like autistic ears, bro. And if I hear something pronounced the way that it's not supposed to be pronounced, or like if someone has a lisp or speaks with a, I guess it would be a lisp, like when they announce words but the tongue hits the roof of the mouth to say things, or like they speak like this.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking can't do it, right?
Yeah.
And that's like half of the cast in Grey's Anatomy.
Oh.
Or they have like lazy mouth, is what I call it, where they just kind of talk like this, and I'm like, fuck, just enunciate your words,
Dude, I know what you mean, because, like, all right, have you ever watched like dubbed anime?
Yeah, of course.
All right, have you ever noticed that a lot of dubbed anime, especially the crappy ones, tend to have like this very the voice actors tend to have a very airy way of talking.
Yeah, especially on the female side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, instead of saying, like, let's say they say fucking, like, help me. They're like, help me.
Help me.
Like, there's this very, like, airy way of saying it. I'm like, oh, that irks me so much.
Yeah, and it's like to add to the whole drama of it all and stuff. But, yeah, like, I can't stand certain types of speech, right? And, like, look at, I hate listening to a podcast when people's S's whistle. Right? Because it hits your fucking ears and you're like, I really wish that high-pitched frequency wasn't blasting my ear hole, every 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I hate it.
That whistle sound?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's like just a high pitch. Ting, You know what I mean? And then also, too, when people... Oh, God, I don't know, I'm like so glad Al Michaels isn't on my football television anymore. At least I don't think he's broadcasting anymore. But when you can tell people have like way too much water in their mouth, like in their lip, like it's an old person thing, right?
Yeah.
And it makes them add the CH so much harder to words.
Oh, yeah.
You know, or add a CH where there should not be a CH. Or TCH, rather. Yeah. So when they say, like, match, it's match.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck off! You should not be in broadcasting. Broadcasting is reserved. Broadcasting, podcasting, and video presentation is reserved for those who have proper speaking skills. That includes enunciation and dialogue.
Then what am I doing here?
Why do you think I call you out on your shit all the time? I can't help it. My brain can't fucking help it. I am a fucking perfectionist when it comes to this stuff. I am enunciation grammar Nazi. And it is what it is.
Oh, man.
But yeah, like the guy I was just listening to before you got here, JD from NY. He's a professional wrestling podcaster, video or whatever. He's got like a massive underbite, so it causes him to say CHs so much harder.
Oh.
And I hate that my brain picks that up and it's already like, oh, he sounds like that because he has a fucking underbite. Like, why can't I just listen and not pick that shit up? I would love to, because it would allow me to enjoy more content. But instead it closes me off and makes me a nuisance to be around. You know what I mean? And so, like, when he says match, he says match. It's also the way he announces it as well, you know, and stuff. But
there's too much emphasis on that.
Yeah, and I'm just like, brother, please. I know you're probably in your 40s, but see a fucking orthodontist. Let's get that shit worked out. Because ain't no one listening to you because you're saying words with a crunch or whatever. I don't know.
Crunch?
I don't know. It's just the, you know, whatever. Anyways.
Oh my god.
Anyways, let's. We're still in the what's up.
I know.
You play anything else or just this shitty Met game?
Oh no. Dude, I've been playing a lot of Destiny still. This past week was ridiculous on Destiny.
Yeah?
So, more so, I should say, past 2 weeks. Because the previous week, there was this whole issue going on with the guns. You know, people crafting guns that they shouldn't be able to craft. Which we talked about last
I was saying this sounds a little familiar.
So that kind of bled into last week when they finally got that fixed. And then after that, apparently Destiny has been getting bombarded with DDoS attacks.
What's that?
So a DDoS attack is basically people are fucking with the servers.
Okay.
And there's different ways to do it. One of like the main ways is like they'll spam like character logins or whatever to the point where the servers start spazzing out.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. There's other ways to do it, but that's like one of the main ways. And it's been crapping out so much. Like we were trying to do a raid.
For my left eye is bugging.
You got shit in your eye?
I feel like it. I don't know. I was doing a lot of drywall work with no safety glasses on today.
God.
Yeah.
Get them safety goggles, man.
I have them. They were just at home. I think.
Oh,
maybe they were in my toolbox. I don't know.
But yeah, so it's kind of BS, but whatever. There's this raid where there's a mission for it, a quest, or whatever you want to call it, where you have to play the raid entirely through without backing out.
Okay.
And you have to do these specific puzzles for that quest in order to get this specific gun. If the servers are crapping out, sometimes they'll actually boot you back.
Oh, I see where this is going now. Yeah, that does not sound fun.
Bruh, we were in the first encounter, and it happened. We're like, nope, we are not dealing with this. Everybody back out. And we finally ended up completing it yesterday, actually.
Did you do it in like... Can you do this kind of stuff? Like these raids? Can you do them in like a private server?
So, basically how it works is main stuff, like, main planets that you visit and all that, is on Destiny servers.
Okay.
But when you're doing raids or like strikes are like mini missions that just you and 2 other people.
It's like a side quest?
Kind of. It's like a mission type thing.
Okay.
And you can play through strikes continuously. It's just, how you unlock stuff. Those are hosted by one player.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, these DDoS attacks affected everybody.
Mm.
Yeah, it was weird.
Okay.
And it's funny because the guys I play with, like, three or 4 of them are like IT guys. They write code, so the entire time we're playing, they're like, "So I wonder what it is. I think it's this, or this." And somebody would chime in, "Nah, it's probably not that, because this is how things work, and this is how Destiny's doing it." And
right.
oh man, it was a wild week. I can tell you that. But yeah, that's that's my what's up.
Fucking good. Yeah, that.
Hey,
wow.
we went on tangents a lot.
Yeah, we did. We did.
What about you?
So I obviously beat Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
Haven't touched it since I beat it, unfortunately.
No time?
No time. Between family life, work life, and stuff, it's like... I basically have been playing the Switch in bed to get my game time in. You know what I mean? I've also... Last night, I think maybe a couple of nights throughout the last week or so, I've been playing Broforce on the Xbox Series X.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking love that game. I love that game. It can be hard as balls sometimes, though. Like, you want to ram your head through a concrete wall hard. Because the levels in Broforce start to become puzzles.
Oh.
And everything is destructible.
Oh, nice.
So even like the dirt, you can, shoot your own path under the level to, avoid enemies and stuff. But you want to kill people, right? You want to do that. So you got to learn to maneuver appropriately. And also, too, every hero character has different weapons, right?
Yeah.
So, like, there's, like, the Boondock Saints, but they're, like, the Brodock Saints or whatever. So, like, for them, you get to play as both of them.
Oh.
So you control one, and the other one just mimics whatever you do.
Ah, okay.
Right? And then if, like, you get hit, your special attack is to revive them. But you only get one.
Oh.
Then you have to, like, find another, like, ammo cache or whatever to get your special weapon back. Which would be reviving him. But then you've got a guy like Mr. T from the A-Team. His weapon's a flamethrower. So his is different, right? And then you've got like Ripley from Aliens.
What?
And her weapon is like a laser stun gun kind of thing.
Oh,
but then her special weapon is a flamethrower. So, and I mean, they even got like Conan the Barbarian. And his weapon is a sword. And you have Neo in there from The Matrix. And he just has fists. So there's a lot of like trial and error and also like luck of the draw in that game.
Yeah, okay.
So it does possess a challenge that I really do like. They have Ash Williams in there, and I fucking love it. And so he has, the shotgun with the widespread shot, but then he also has his special weapon as a chainsaw, and he will literally just rip through people, and it lasts for like 5 seconds.
Is it like attached to his hand?
Yeah, it's on his hand, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Snark says, sorry I'm late. I was on the latest Drink a Beer, Play a Game podcast. Oh, right on, dude. Fuck those guys. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, Jim and Brian. So yeah, Broforce is it's really fun. And, I mean, like, dude, they even have Machete in there.
That is a character I didn't think I would ever hear be in a game.
Yeah, he just throws machetes.
Ah, that's
And then
great.
his special attack is like a blunderfuck of machetes. Yeah. So I've been doing that. I haven't really been playing much else. Like, I've been playing like Enter the Gungeon because that's just my easy pick up and play game, you know. And it's really easy to play when you're just like laying in bed, sitting on the toilet.
Toilet.
Yeah, sitting on the toilet. There was a game that I downloaded and I bought on the eShop on the Switch. And it was like $6. And I think I told you about this. It's like Pokemon Puzzle League or Tetris Attack.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't remember the name of it. And I've been picking that up every now and then as well.
You just told me about it. Like, okay, it's been like a week, but still. Fuck, I can't. Okay, that's gonna be.
It starts with a T. I can't remember.
That's gonna bother me. I'm gonna.
Snark says it was only Jim, and he did a call-in episode. I did plug your podcast out. Oh, well, thank you very much. The NSquared podcast. So yeah, haven't really been playing a whole lot of anything really lately. Just been either dead tired or too busy to actually sit down and play, other than on the stream.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
Like,
yeah, no, you get days like that, especially with the jobs that we have. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Let's see. Is there anything else I've been playing? You know, I feel really bad because I was doing really fucking good in AEW Fight Forever Stadium Stampede, and I haven't gotten back into that. I think it's been about a week and a half since my last time playing that, and I really did enjoy it. And I want to get back into it. And AEW has lately, like Fight Forever, they've been trickling in DLC characters. And I'm really biting myself in the ass for not getting the season pass. Because now they have like Keith Lee, the Bunny. They just released Danhausen and Hook as well. And I'm like, oh my god, I want them. You know? I want to, like, curse people, you know, like how Danhausen does. Yes, Danhausen. Ha.
Oh, my God.
Give me monies. Yes. But, yeah, I am looking forward to, though, with the spooky season being upon us. It is officially, like, the 3rd or 4th day of fall.
Don't take too long to look up, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is, like, we are now in fall.
Still feels like summer out here. Jesus.
Oh, it sure as shit does. It's 92 degrees out and it's 7:35 p.m.
That's considered cold out here.
It's considered well tempered. So we'll go ahead and stop recording the audio podcast here. And I am going to go run to the restroom, put an eye drop in, or check out whatever's in my eye. I'll be right back. Josh!
Why you do this to me?
Tell the people what they want to know.
Well, what do you guys want to know? Oh, man. Snark says, lucky me, it's in the mid-50s here, which I will gladly take. I miss... Okay, that's the thing about Arizona. It's like above 80, 90, like 50% of the year. Probably 60% of the year. It rarely ever... Well, it's not rarely, but... Summer lasts way too long here. I mean, I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, that's what... I'm still here after like 5 years. But man, it gets brutal. I think this year it got up to like 115-ish. That sucked. What do you guys want to talk about today? I know we have our topics today, but what are you guys interested in? You know, what do you guys want to hear us talk about one of these days? See if I can get this guy to throw that in as a topic one day. You know, you want to talk about, like, I don't know. Stark says, I wouldn't be able to survive living there. It's funny though. The thing is, as hot as it is, because it's not humid, it's actually a lot more bearable than you think. I think the highest percentage of humidity we get is during monsoon season, and it's like 30 to 40% humidity. So with that kind of weather, with 30-40% humidity, it drops down to like, I don't know, 100 degrees. It's actually a lot more bearable than you think. So definitely gotta visit one day. Yeah. Is there any games that you guys have been playing lately? And anything you guys enjoy? Alright, well, I'm going to leave you guys with that question. I am going to grab another beer.
Hey! I want one too. Fucker.
I didn't know.
Alex Kano in the chat tonight. Okay, did you already address?
No.
Oh, okay. Snark says, did you read that one?
I
This
read
one
up
right
to
here.
that one, yeah.
Okay. So you read that? Or you did
Yeah,
not?
I read that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alex Kano says, any games on your mind right now? And I played Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh, man, I have not played Ultimate in a while. I need to get back on that.
We are going to go ahead and start recording again for the audio portion of this podcast in 3, 2, 1. Yo, when we are back with the podcast. I sound like... Well, it was almost kind of like a Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Anyways, Alex Kano says, any games on your mind right now? I have played Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Any games on your mind, Josh?
Oh, I do have one on my mind.
What's on your mind?
So,
anyways, the game that I'm... No, you go ahead.
Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, it was announced a few months ago, and I think it's coming out in 2024.
Okay.
So that's one game, like, I'll occasionally see, like, trailers for it here and there. I'm like, I can't wait.
Yeah.
That game is underrated and has been needing a sequel for a very long time.
I still need to play it.
It might take you a while to even want to get to play it, because it's one of those very time-consuming games.
Well, yeah, but I think... Here's the deal, like, for me with gaming, not everything needs to be pick up and play arcadey type.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I miss out on so much because I take that approach to gaming.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Mortal Kombat 1, I consumed real quick, right?
Yeah.
But, like, let's be real here. There's more to that game than just the story mode.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody plays Mortal Kombat strictly for the story mode.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I'm looking at that stack of games on the coffee table, and there's 3 professional wrestling games, 1 fighting game, Hogwarts Legacy... No, 2 fighting games, because there's Street Fighter 6, which I need to really dabble back into. But what I'm saying is, I do need to consume more long-form media when it comes to gaming. I mean, when you look back at my collection, even... There's probably a ton of games that are not just pick up and play. You know, I just tend to go that route because of time constraints and stuff.
Yeah.
But to answer Alex's question, a game on my mind is actually Mortal Kombat 1, because I do want to start playing it and figuring out, like, who is my main and how good am I actually at this game, and am I going to get mopped on the floor online and stuff? So
I mean, I can already tell who's going to be your first main.
Who do you think?
Scorpion.
Oh yeah, for sure. Scorpion plays so fucking good. Oh my gosh. Apparently, a lot of people are using the shit out of Reptile online.
I could see that.
Yeah, Reptile and Melina and someone else.
Oh, Melina, really?
Yeah. Snark says, the same. Starfield, jeez. Starfield, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, and Mortal Kombat 1. How is that DLC for Cyberpunk, Snark? Low C says Starfield and Overwatch. And then Snark says, not to mention, I need to fight you. Yeah, I know. I need to get on and actually start figuring out, like, really, well, like that. Not only that, I feel like you get good with combos by playing. Not just looking at the move lists and stuff, but actually getting the real feel for it, you know? And then to hop on a low C, how is Overwatch these days? Because I'm not going to lie, I was thinking about the first Overwatch a while ago. Yeah?
Can we play a little game?
What's the game?
Can you, like, lick one of these wings to tell me what it tastes like?
Okay. And now, a break from our sponsor, Wings.
Actually, I have two for you. I can't tell if it's plain. I keep sniffing it.
It smells plain. You want me to lick it?
Or, like, bite it. I don't know. I need to figure out what flavor it is.
Cheers, folks.
Can you
small
lick
one.
this wing?
So it tastes plain to you?
Yeah, that's like got
Okay.
no.
So they forgot. Probably not. Try this, too.
What did they forget?
Probably sauce on that.
Oh, what was it supposed to be?
I don't know.
Oh, we're doing process of elimination.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who's between you and I.
Oh my god.
I figured out the rest.
How could they forget the sauce? That's like the whole point of wings.
Doesn't he make a joke about you being deep in the sauce?
No. Not you too, Brittany. Oh my god.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Oh my god.
What does that taste like to you?
Kind of sweet.
Like a sweet hot?
Yeah, it's got like a bite at the very end.
Okay,
but-
that's.
Okay.
I got like a honey buffalo.
Ah, okay.
Wayne, come on.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks for playing.
Yep. And now we're back with our regularly scheduled programming. Yeah, so anyways, I was thinking about Overwatch not that long ago and how I missed playing it.
Oh, you used to play Overwatch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it did take me, gosh, probably around a year and a half or so into the game launching for me to convince a certain somebody that I used to spend life with to allow me to buy the game on sale.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got the Game of the Year edition, and it was on sale at GameStop, I believe, for like $20. And I finally got the okay. And you know who helped get me the okay? Marcy.
What?
Yeah, out of all people. Yeah. Yeah. Because I was smart about my approach, and I asked with a witness present. And I was like, I've clocked in overtime and this and that. Can I please just buy this game? Da-da-da-da-da. It comes with this DLC, so on and so forth. Yeah. Yeah. Folks, yeah. It was a different life.
Completely different.
So anyways, I am very curious to see what Overwatch 2 is like. I used to main Reinhardt. And I would fucking shield, I was a frontline guy, and I loved that fucking play style. I loved that. Yeah, I was the tank. The fucking hammer and shit was like my thing. He was probably like the fourth character I tried out, and then I was like, I've been wasting my time. Like, because I was trying to do the Soldier 76 route, and stuff like that, be all cool, and I'm like, damn, I'm dead. Like real quick.
So the character pretty much didn't fit your playstyle until you ended up discovering Reinhardt.
Yeah, because, you know, like, in Call of Duty, I'm very, like, here we go!
Yeah, you're pretty fucking aggressive, and I love that playstyle myself, so I
Yeah,
believe you.
I'm super aggressive.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, well, let me try to fucking convert that playstyle into this game. Did not work. I even tried that ninja dude for a while, too. And I was like, this is kind of working out okay. But then I got Reinhardt, and I was like, I found my calling. Children, get behind me. You know? Like, I was doing so fucking good. But I heard there was a lot of hiccups when Overwatch 2 came out, you know, and now it's like free to play, but it's pay to win kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. You're obviously playing it. Overwatch, okay, so here we go. Losi says, Overwatch 2 is good. I didn't play the first one. I'm vibing with Medic. Is that that's the Angel? I don't remember. Mercy. Mercy.
No, I think...
Mercy is a Medic.
Well, I think is there a character named Medic, though?
No.
Oh, okay.
The character's name is Mercy. Mercedes-Benz.
Well, yeah. There's like 2 or 3 medics now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's one that's actually... Because I tried Overwatch 2 when it first released.
Yeah.
There's one character. I forgot the name of it. It's like the one that's pretty good at both defense and attack. Or healing and attacking. Support and attack.
Okay.
It's
is it like the cybernetic dude?
No, it was this like vampire-looking guy with like yellow orbs and purple orbs. The yellow's a healing one. The purple's a attack one.
I think they were in Overwatch 1.
I think so too.
Yeah. I play with
Moira. There you go.
That's a good Jewish name. Moira. Yes. Yeah, whatever.
Oh my God.
Anyways. Dude, we're not PC here, okay?
I know.
Yeah, you say way worse shit than I do. And that's crazy because I'm the one with the fucking mouth here. But I know when to fucking level it out. Let's see, I want to jump back to Snark real quick. Well, she also says, but sometimes Mercy. Now, we go back to Snark says, the first 5 minutes of it were meh, but once I got into Dogtown, it got insane. I'm enjoying it and finally found Idris Elba's character. Oh!
What?
I didn't know he was in the game.
Oh, that's dope.
What? Does he talk like this and is he real cool and tough?
You sounded more like an Italian mobster.
No. No. There was a little bit of British, whatever bullshit.
Snark, he was going back to what you said earlier.
Oy vey.
Oy vey.
Yeah. Moira, oy vey. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, God.
But sometimes Mercy. Yeah. You know, I tried the whole healer thing for a bit, too. And I was like, man, y'all are disappointing me. Stop fucking dying. And that's when I was like, you know what? I need to... That's my evolution. I tried to run and gun, tried to heal, and then I was like, no one knows how to fucking attack.
I know.
So then I got to Reinhardt.
Okay.
Snark says no British accent, though. The DLC is playing a lot like Escape from New York. Oh, wow, like the movie? Which is a Metal Gear Solid property, technically.
Huh?
Yeah, there are 2 Metal Gear Solid movies with Kurt Russell as Snake Plissken.
What? And
Yeah.
I never knew about this?
Yeah, they were like late 80s, I want to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it directed by Hideo Kojima?
No.
Oh.
He was just a baby. Escape from New York. 1981. Kurt Russell, Snake Plissken. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Who was it directed by? I feel like I should know this. John Carpenter. That's right. There you go. See, there he is, a Snake Plissken.
Snark says, yep. Escape from New York, 1981, and Escape from L.A., 1997.
Escape from LA was 97?
Escape from L.A.
L.A. 1996. But still, holy fuck, I don't remember that being a 96 film. Yeah, and that was another John Carpenter banger. Yeah. Well, didn't, Metal Gear Solid came out in 98, though, didn't it? On the PS1? Yeah,
so.
I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, I think we're done with the chat interaction for now, unless anyone else has something they want to ask. And I think, I'm not going to lie, I think we're done with the whole fucking charging for questions. I think that was a stupid idea to begin with. Well, because people do it like fucking Jim and Brian, right? They do it, but they do it in a way it's like, you have a Patreon, your Patreons, or patrons, get to submit questions because they pay for it, then they get that tier or whatever. And I was like, well, let's just fucking skip the whole subscription thing altogether, but fuck it. If y'all want to donate, the donation tab, or the donation link is at the very top of the chat. If you feel so inclined to. We are literally getting closer and closer to our goal for the cam link. I think we're maybe like $20 away.
Oh, wow.
If I'm being honest with you. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're like
Great.
right there.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention, like, I think the reason it works with, like, you know, Jim and Brian is because since they have a lot more viewers, it helps sift through questions, because if they have a larger chat, you know, it's just constantly going and going. You know, it's going to be hard to, like, try to keep track of all the questions.
Well, they don't do it live.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they get the questions submitted to them.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Sark says, yeah, they do it for their $2 tier.
They do it for the nookie. I did it all for the nookie! What? The nookie!
Oh my.
So you can take that cookie, shove it up you. Shove it up. Yeah. Yeah.
That $5 for their bonus beers.
Right. And that is what I am a part of. So head on over to Drink a Beer, Play a Game's Patreon, and for as little as $5 a month, you can check out our bonus beers episodes that are Patreon exclusive, where we review movies. I have the next pick finally.
How long has that been?
It's been a while. We've had to go through some shit movies and stand-up comedy specials, and now I get to fucking take the reins again.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Alright. So, this is a little bit of old news, but we're gonna get through it anyway because it's still relevant, because there's the fucking writer's strike. Yeah, go ahead, Snark. Marvel visual effects workers have voted unanimously to unionize.
Wow. I don't know how I feel about that.
So,
I'm gonna let you go first, though.
So for me, right? So like I've had friends work in VFX for Marvel, LucasArts, etc., or Lucasfilm, etc., and it's like when it's crunch time, you don't know what a 40-hour work week looks like. You don't know what family time looks like. You're in the studio rushing and doing everything you can, the best you can within the time parameters, right? So like when people complain that, say, like Ant-Man Quantumania looked like shit,
Yeah.
that's why. Because it was a rushed product. And that movie, unfortunately, was like 80% VFX. Maybe even 90. You know, or same thing with like She-Hulk. A lot of moments there were even in the show, because She-Hulk can break fourth wall. She points out that they have to save money and time, so they're going to show her transformation off screen. And then when you look at her again, she'll be She-Hulk.
Oh, man.
You know, and then right now too, with the writer strike and the actor strike going on and everything, I mean, it's like, why not? Why not vote for this during all of this? Because nothing else is really happening right now. Nothing is being worked on right now. Mm-hmm. So why not use this time to get everyone their shit sorted? I do think it is a good move. I mean, fuck, man. There's been a long time where I've always thought that professional wrestlers should unionize. Because at the end of the day, just like professional athletes, contracts mean nothing.
Yeah.
And it's bullshit. And I think AEW, WWE, Impact Pro Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, the NFL, the MLB, the fucking NBA, all these big, companies, they have teams, or like in the sports world, they have teams, right? And the fucking teams sign an athlete to this contract, right? And it says, like, we need your services up, to fulfill your contract. You need to be here for X amount of time and this and that.
Yeah.
It's only one-sided, especially in, like, professional wrestling, which, do you have anything to say on the whole unionizing thing before we transition? Because I'm going to make a really good transition here.
Oh, okay. Well, all I want to really say is, like, it's great for the VFX, like, side of things to unionize. Just my main concern is Hollywood is freaking, it's massive. Like, its influence is massive.
Right.
It's great that, it's great on their part, but I feel like there's going to be some negative side effects to it.
I think so.
Some
pro and con, right?
Yeah.
Because, again, who do you think works more on a movie? An actor?
Oh, the VFX.
Then there's got to be a substantial amount of benefit towards the VFX crew other than their name on a credit scroll.
Oh, I know.
And a lot of those workers that are on the VFX teams are contractors. Mm-hmm. They're not signed to Lucasfilm or Marvel Studios. They will subcontract the work, those big studios. So I do think, given shitty work conditions, it's appropriate. Same thing with video games as well.
Oh, yeah. No, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
It's just one of the side effects that could possibly happen is a reduction in work available. Companies will find any way possible to cut costs, and one of those is, instead of hiring, let's say, 10 to 15 VFX people for a project, they'll cut it down to 5. And they'll find ways to, like, justify it. You know what I mean?
Maybe, but then maybe it also brings back a push to use practical effects, which I really love.
Oh, I know.
And practical effects always stand the test of time. Mm-hmm. But what I was getting at is, with like all these contracts and stuff, it is so one-sided. It's always on the athlete or performer to hold their end of the bargain. Yeah. And it is never on the company or team to hold their end of the contract as well. And these contracts are legal binding agreements. And somehow, I'm not a lawyer or a fancy pants, fucking legal person, but I do think that it is a little skewed in the favor of the team or company.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of which, we're just going to go ahead and reset the timer here on the audio. La la la. Hang tight, folks. Here we go. We are back. So speaking of which, WWE.
Ooh, okay.
Recently purchased by Endeavor, is now under TKO Holdings Company.
Yeah.
Merged with the UFC. They are still two separate entities, but under the same umbrella. Anytime corporate takeovers happen, anytime, the corporation that takes over always looks to do what?
Cut costs.
Cut costs, exactly.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what they've done. There's been over 25, I want to say, or 100 people have lost their jobs in the office and production side of things with WWE. And now talent has been go bye-bye.
Oh, wow.
And there's actually some larger named professional wrestlers that have been cut. And
oh shit.
And it's like this, and this is my whole thing with cuts in the roster. It's like these performers were holding up their end of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And this happens in pro wrestling all the time, especially with WWE.
Yeah.
It's almost like every year there's budget cuts that take place, and that's what they file it under. But it's funny because the WWE will always say, oh, we've posted record revenue this year or this quarter or so on and so forth. We're selling out arenas. We're doing great on the views for premium live events on Peacock and this and that. And then you go on and say because of budget cuts.
I know.
So what I'm going to do is pull up WWE roster. And look at this is sad because I'll type in cuts and you're gonna see like years pop up because it happens. Oh, maybe not. It happens way too much. So we're gonna go ahead and minimize our view here of us, and let's get that display capture popped up. No, we don't need notifications. Thank you. So this is from CBS Sports. WWE roster cuts. Matt Riddle, Dolph Ziggler among more than 20 superstars released after new TV deal announced. And this does come off of the heels of not only the merger and corporate takeover, but also a new TV deal has been struck. So for the last, I want to say 4 years, SmackDown has been on Fox, Raw has been on USA, and NXT has been on USA as well. Well, Fox is now losing SmackDown, and SmackDown will be on USA. So USA will once again have all WWE throughout the week, which is a pretty big deal. It was also a huge deal when SmackDown went to Fox, because Fox is much more accessible for people to be able to watch some form of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Because it's a basic cable channel at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have to have some premium cable plan, or like myself, I have Hulu Plus.
Yeah. So
I have, a bunch of channels. And the USA Network deal is actually pretty big. And Snark says, and then Jade Cargill takes that McMahon money. Watch her get buried in 3 years. Yeah, well, that's going to be another thing here. We're going to get to that.
Yeah.
So, the WWE roster is thinning out following a new television rights agreement in the aftermath of a major merger. Matt Riddle, Dolph Ziggler, Shelton Benjamin, and Mustafa Ali are among the WWE superstars that have been released following the company's announcement of a TV deal for SmackDown, according to multiple reports. So, number one, Shelton Benjamin has been around for quite some time. He came up at the same time Brock Lesnar came up.
Really?
And they actually both wrestled at Minnesota State College.
Oh, wow.
As well together. Brittany says, budget cuts to inflate salaries, bless you, of higher ups, I bet. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, and it always comes down to how can we make more money? How can we make more money? Mm-hmm. And by we, I mean the people that are in charge, of the making of money. So Shelton Benjamin has been around for a very long time. He's never won like the gold, but he's won, I believe, the Intercontinental Championship a couple of times, maybe United States Championship as well. But he's been around for a very long time and is a very trusted individual within the business. He's going to do a solid job, et cetera, et cetera. Matt Riddle was one of the biggest signings, I want to say about 3 to 4 years ago for WWE. He did like a 2-year stint in NXT and then came up to the main roster. But So he's an ex WW, or no, I'm sorry, he's an ex UFC fighter. He was, I believe, a welterweight. Was on the Ultimate Fighter, had a contract for UFC, but ended up getting cut from the UFC because of positive marijuana drug tests and stuff like that. And was also just a very hard person to like work with.
Oh, okay.
Just a very difficult individual. And he has not been shy of out-of-ring antics within the WWE as well. So he was in rehab earlier this year, I believe it was. Just lately on their trip back from India at it's like Superstar Showdown or something like that. He accused a airport security person of sexually harassing him, and that had no basis, and it was deemed that he was actually intoxicated while making these claims, and so on and so forth. So this one was not a surprise to me. But I mean, when this guy was on, he was on, and they even teamed him up with Randy Orton.
Really?
And they were called RK Bro, because that was his whole gimmick. Is he was like, bro, and he would ride a scooter down to the ring. He wore flip flops and would kick them off. When he got in the ring, like he was like a bro. He was really over with kids, but unfortunately, he has that totally alter ego outside of the ring.
Yeah.
He cheated on his wife. He's cheated on girlfriends. He, dabbled in the whole dating corn stars.
Yeah.
That kind of life. So I was not surprised to see him get let go, especially because that whole airport thing was very recent. That was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another one, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler has wrestled. Oh my gosh. This guy. Okay. Dolph Ziggler. Oops. Here we go. Dolph Ziggler. This is Dolphy Boy. He is an amazing worker in the ring. Sells like nobody's fucking business. Let me see here. I want to say he's had over like 1,300 matches in the company.
Holy shit. Wow.
Let's see. He's apparently over 1,000 matches. And I know he's had a lot more than that, a few hundred more than that, because here we go. 1,554 TV matches for the WWE, third most in the history.
Wow.
2-time World Heavyweight Champion, 1-time NXT Champion, 6-time Intercontinental Champion, 2 times United States Champion, 4-time Tag Team Champion, and 1-time Money in the Bank winner.
You're gonna love Snark's comment.
Or as my ex-girlfriend calls him, Ziggles. Yes, the Ziggles. Homeboy was a worker through and through, a WWE man through and through. Been with the company for 19 years. The guy is 43 and looks like he's 33. His brother, however, Ryan Nemeth, is signed with AEW.
Oh.
Now, look it. He can choose to continue to try to advance his stand-up career, or just
stand-up career?
Yeah, he's also a stand-up comedian. Him and his brother.
That is. I was not expecting that.
Right. I mean, like, look at this guy. He's cut up like a fucking chopping board. You know what I mean? The dude's got the look, and
he's got them washboard abs.
Yeah, and I mean, he sells so good in the ring. This was him down when he was, I believe, doing his NXT stuff. I don't remember exactly, but either way, This guy, I think, doesn't ever need to enter a wrestling ring again because of how long he's been doing it. He's probably, if he was smart with his money, has probably saved up a good amount.
Yeah.
But I would like to see him tag with his brother for a little bit and maybe bring his brother up and help get his brother over. He's also really good friends with the Young Bucks.
Really?
Yeah, he was in a skit in their YouTube show called Being the Elite. Posts every week, so he was in one of their skits recently as well.
Well, do you think maybe that's why they might have let him go because of conflict of interest?
No, not at all. I think they let him go because he's
Hold on.
He's-
Time. Okay.
Yeah, no, we're good. He's considered old. He's 43, but technically, the longer you wrestle, the later your prime is. Like, you don't really peak in professional wrestling till like your late 30s, early 40s. So if this guy is used right, he can go as far as you want him to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, because you can't really say he's old because, I mean, look at Sting. Look at Jericho.
I know, Jericho is doing some of his best work now.
It's like I keep saying, man, just, I don't like the guy, but I highly fucking respect him.
God damn it, Ron Burgundy, do I hate you. But boy, do I respect you. Yeah, another one is Elias. So this guy was always kind of just like a mid-Carter heel, but was always around. This was hilarious. They did this gimmick where Elias had a younger brother named Ezekiel, but he was playing his younger brother. And they would green screen him and Elias into scenes together.
Oh, that's great.
And it was something, I tell you what. It was something. But this dude, he did the whole music gimmick. He would walk out there and say, you know, are you ready to walk with Elias? And everyone he was over. He would sing a song about how shitty whatever town they're in is and stuff like that. He's definitely someone I can see going over to like Impact and be a big fish in that small pond. Oh, look at Snark even says Elias would be good for Impact. Yeah, no, I definitely think Impact for sure would be
Great
pretty
minds
good.
think alike.
Yeah, look at here's a scene of him and him. Yeah, he was pretty funny, man. I liked him. And I mean, here's some of his accolades here. This was from one of his Twitter posts the day he got let go. From drifting onto the scene to WrestleMania with John Cena and The Undertaker, to millions around the world for years walking with Elias, a #1 iTunes album, and to being my own younger brother. While traveling the world, it's been a blast. God is good. That was 5 days ago. So, I mean, he's only 35. He's 6 foot, 227.
Dude, he has a lot.
He's got so much left to offer.
Yeah.
And I always thought he kind of got like the raw end of the deal. Because he was over, but they never pushed him. They never used him right.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, another one that I'm sad to see leave is Rick Boogs. This guy just really started his career. I mean, like, really started getting into the groove. So at first, he was a gimmick, and he would be Shinsuke Nakamura's, he would play Shinsuke Nakamura's intro music.
Okay.
Live. And be all like hair metal and shit, you know, like, yeah, you know, like all that bullshit. And then they started having him team with Shinsuke. And unfortunately, at last WrestleMania, in a tag team match with him and Shinsuke versus the Usos, he picked up. There was a spot where he had both of the Usos on. He like picked them up, and he tore his ACLs. I believe it was both.
Fuck.
Yeah, so they had to pull him out of the match, and Shinsuke wrestled the rest of the match, lost, etc., etc.
Oh, that's brutal.
And then he finally came back. Like, dude is huge here, but then he comes back and he's like even bigger. You know, and he has this over the top fucking personality.
Dude, he looks like
He looks like Freddie Mercury. Right
yeah,
there.
that's what
People tell me I look like a buff Freddie Mercury. No, this is a buff Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
You know, he's got great expressions, facial expressions. He's such a fucking character. You know, and he's got the look for sure. I would really like to see him go to the NWA. So that's like where it all began for pro wrestling. You know, was the whole territories gimmick and all that stuff. The NWA kind of brought the territories together. Ah. And that's still going on. It's actually owned by the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins, Billy Corgan.
Really?
Yeah. I think he's got a lot of talent that's been untapped. And I think for sure the NWA would be a really good place for him.
Yeah.
To get in the reps, to get in the exposure. This guy, get 35, 6'1", 287 pounds. You know, like, wow. He's got a lot to offer. And this is it's fucking mind blowing to me that WWE was like, bye, later.
Yeah, like Snark says right here in this comment, that's typical WWE. They don't know good talent or gimmicks when they see it. And he says NWA sounds right for him.
Yeah. I mean, he would also, and I'll say this too, he would also be a good fit in AEW to be a rival for like Miro or Powerhouse Hobbs or Wardlow. Because God fucking forbid we do something with Wardlow right now. I'm fucking mad because he's been off TV for a while.
Well, I mean, and that brings up the issue that AEW needs to get their shit together with their roster. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't have a bloated roster without being able to show off a majority of it, at least.
Yeah.
You know, especially with like your favorite wrestler, like one of your favorites, Wardlow.
Yeah. So this is the other homie that got let go, was Mustafa Ali. Now, this guy, great high flyer. Absolutely super stupid athletic high flyer. He asked for his release from WWE multiple times over the last, I want to say, 3 to 4 years.
Wow. Because
they weren't using him right. They kept burying him. You know, like having him lose in squash matches and so on and so forth. And he's over with the crowd. Everyone fucking loves him, but they give him stupid gimmicks, stupid matches that don't make sense. Snark says Ali is another one good for Impact and its X division. I will counter that and say that this would be the one person I would like to see AEW sign. Like even over Rick Boogs. Is because AEW is the place where high flyers fly the highest.
That's where they can actually do what they're good at.
Bro, and WWE has definitely hampered him from being able to go all out, no pun intended, with the AEW gimmick there. But Mustafa Ali, I think, could thrive in that scene. I think he would finally be able to explode onto the scene, no pun intended again. And I think he could really make a good name for himself in AEW. I think if he goes to Impact and dabbles in the X division, he's not going to get the eyes on him that he deserves. Because not a lot of people, I'm not trying to bury the promotion, but not a lot of people watch Impact. Impact hasn't been on like cable television for a long time. Impact is broadcast on Access Television. I don't even know how to watch it here.
I don't even know what Access Television is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not on my Hulu plan, and I get East Coast and West Coast channels. You know, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think he would thrive in AEW for sure. And what's shitty too is like, so you've got this fucking picture here. NXT's No Mercy pay-per-view, which is coming up, I believe, this weekend. He had a match with Dominic Mysterio, slated for the fucking pay-per-view.
Dude, how are they gonna fix that? What?
Yeah, they threw in someone else to take his spot. And it's like, you've been working up this fucking storyline and gimmick for him. You got him on an NXT pay-per-view, and then all of a sudden, okay, bye.
Right?
Later.
Snark says, I know Access was on DirecTV Stream, but I too am now on Hulu Plus.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea how to watch Impact. So this is just some of the talent. Let's keep going on here. So this is the entire list. And Snark had asked me last week, so what do you think of all the cuts? And I was like, I'm going to hold off on commenting on it because I have a feeling there's more coming. And the cuts came through the whole weekend. So you've got Matt Riddle, Dolph Ziggler, Shelton Benjamin, Elias, Mustafa Ali, Emma, Riddick Moss, Aliyah, Top Dollar, Rick Boogs, Massey, Mansoor, Dana Brooke. And then some of these here, while not discrediting them, are folks who hadn't even necessarily debuted on NXT yet. They were the Performance Center signees.
Oh, dude, they didn't even get their chance.
No, and that's what sucks. But I guess what I'm getting at here is at the end of the day,
Let me check the time.
We're good.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, hopping back on to the whole, unionizing and stuff, I think professional wrestling needs it just as bad as any other realm of entertainment employment, because again, it's so fucking one-sided and it is so unfair for the talent to have to do everything to hold up their end of the deal when at the end of the day they could just be let go like that.
Yeah.
And then now they're given 90-day non-compete clauses. So even though they lost their job,
they can't get another job in their field
for the next 3 months.
Yeah. And the thing is, for the big names, or the names that are a little more well known, they have some cushion, because they've been able to get paid well enough for that.
Right.
But the people that like you mentioned are just in their trainee portion, or
yeah. Now they've also got non-compete clauses for the next, and then while you're on those clauses, you do get your I believe it's minimum dues that are on your contract. So it's not like you're not getting money, but you're not really being totally able to set up your future success.
Yeah, because 3 months doesn't sound like a long time, but 3 months is a long time.
3 months is a third of a pregnancy.
Exactly.
Yeah. And now, hopping on to this, we're going to go ahead and reset the audio. Hopping on to this topic, not only did WWE release a mass amount of talent, a lot of which was underutilized, and you know what? We'll get to the point I'm going to make here. WWE has now officially signed Jade Cargill. It was announced today by ESPN. WWE is giving her the big star treatment. They told ESPN very first today. They were the first outlet to announce anything. Go ahead and tell the world. Jade Cargill's ours now.
Yeah.
So ESPN, I got a da-da-dun, da-da-dun on my phone today. And I was like, holy shit, wow, they're really giving her this big star push. Big star treatment. All right, here we go. They have announced that she has been signed. And let's go ahead, click on the article. Former AEW champion Jade Cargill signs with WWE. This is brought to us by ESPN by way of Mark. I'm not reading his last name, ESPN staff writer. Jade Cargill, a rising star in professional wrestling and former champion in All Elite Wrestling, has signed with WWE, promotion officials told ESPN. Cargill, who is AEW's longest reigning TBS Women's Champion and appeared on AEW television as recently as 2 weeks ago, will start with WWE on Tuesday at its Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. That would be today. It remains unclear if Cargill will go straight to WWE main roster or if she will first perform for its developmental brand NXT. Cargill, 31, has been wrestling professionally for only 2 years. Her in-ring debut came in AEW as part of a high-profile mixed tag team match in March of 2021. She teamed with NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal against Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet. Rhodes, one of Cargill's mentors at his Nightmare Factory in Georgia, signed with WWE last year after helping found AEW in 2019 and headlined WrestleMania 39. Cargill was the first AEW TBS champion and held the title from January 2022 to May 2023, a span of 508 days.
Wow.
All right. So all that stuff aside, look at Jade is greener than fucking algae. She's greener than grass. She's been wrestling for a very short amount of time, but has the look of a very, very highly potential future star.
Yeah.
I think both parties benefit from this. I think AEW got a win here, and I think WWE got a win here. Because here's the deal. She left no bridges harmed when she left AEW.
That's good.
That's very good. She was very high on Tony Khan in AEW, and also, they liked her a lot. There's something to be said about WWE and the way they do things. And by that I mean, like, for one, their performance center. Mm-hmm. It is literally a professional wrestling college.
Oh, wow.
They have a room with, like, 6 fucking wrestling rings in it. They've got a gym there as well. They have all the coaches there. That is something she needs. And that is something AEW does not have, unfortunately. They have the money to do it, and I definitely think AEW needs to get on that fucking wagon, set up a performance center, get your guys, because of the bloated roster, get your folks who are not always on TV all the time, that are waiting for a storyline in like 3 months, get them in there. Have them sharpen their skills. Have them hone their craft. Have them learn some new stuff. That way, when their time comes and their number is called, they will fucking look amazing. I definitely think AEW needs to go that route.
Yeah, on top of that, any new people that they get into their company can train and learn along with current talent.
Yeah.
You know, it's a win-win situation.
It's getting those reps in, and it's being around all the talent that have been doing this stuff for so long. You can learn things. You can get coached by them. You can get coached by the actual coaching staff at AEW.
Yeah.
But, again, I think this is going to be really good for Jade. I think that this was probably the best and most logical move that she could have made because of that. And I think WWE will really push her to the fucking moon. I mean, she's got the look, right?
Oh, she definitely does.
She's got the look. But she's so stiff in the ring and so hesitant in the ring.
Yeah.
That's where the Performance Center is going to get her
in shape.
Get her on the right path.
Yeah.
To really, like, figure out her moveset. To really figure out her timing. And how to really work a crowd. And actually cut a good promo. A lot of her promos in AEW were so, like... ugh. You know what I mean? Like just...
They felt lacking?
Not like flat, yeah. Like, I get the whole, like, fucking... attitude bullshit, but other than that, there was really nothing behind it.
Yeah.
And after a while, you watch Jade. I mean, she did have a very long reign, 508 days. After a while, you watch her wrestle, and you're like, okay, this is gonna be a squash match, and she's gonna do like 2 moves. A minute match is gonna be over in a minute. Okay, number one, that's poor booking on AEW's part, but also number two, they did that because of how green she was. Imagine this. She has no professional wrestling experience ever. Mm-hmm. And her first match was on fucking cable television.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. Not one indie match. Not one fucking match in Japan. None of that. Just boom! Straight onto the fucking TV.
Yeah.
You know, like... She fucking skipped all the tutorials.
Just, you know, the only thing that didn't work in her favor is that since she skipped the tutorials, she didn't know how to play that well.
Exactly.
Well,
so
I was going to say, like, one of my concerns, though, is that I feel like WWE is doing this as a publicity stunt.
Like a gotcha?
Yeah, as a, oh, hey, we got one of your big names.
Yeah.
And it's like, the thing is, Jade Cargill doesn't deserve that. Like,
so,
I just hope they do.
It would be like, I would get it if they, say, got fucking Darby.
Yeah.
Or MJF. Or something like that. That's a real gotcha, right? But Jade, like, that's why I'm saying AEW is going to be okay. Because now they can really not have to worry about the focus on her and squashing all the fucking female talent. And looking exposed on TV every time she wrestles.
Yeah.
And focus on the talent that they actually have that's experienced, ready for TV, and good to go.
Yeah.
So it frees up a spot on a bloated roster. And I really hope that AEW forgets about signing someone else because there's a roster spot open.
Yeah.
I want them to focus on the talent that's there. And for fuck's sakes, more than one women's match on a television fucking episode. More than one.
At least 2 for now to start off.
At least two. At least 2. There's a lot of shit that happens on AEW television that could be cut. You know? Or shortened up a bit.
Yeah.
And let's throw in a women's match. Even if it's fucking 5 minutes. That 5 minutes can create 3 different angles at least for potential stories.
Yeah.
For potential rivalries, etc., etc. And do not cut to picture-in-picture 1 minute into the women's match. Yeah. And then Snark says, honor among sellouts because of Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, no, Cody Rhodes, I've lost a lot of respect for that guy. I used to be a hard, Cody, sticking it to the man, putting the fucking indie professional wrestling world on his back and then elevating it even higher. And then he fucking goes back to the fucking Fed. But anyways, I think if I'm one of the talent that got cut recently, and I saw, like, if I'm fucking Dolph Ziggler, right? I gave you 19 years of my life.
Yeah.
And I'm still going strong, and you cut me for that?
Oh, I'd be furious.
Oh, I'd be so mad.
Oh yeah.
I'd be so fucking mad. And then you got to wonder too, like what the women's locker room is looking like right now, and what their thoughts are, because you know, a lot of them are going like, we're gonna lose a lot, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're gonna get shoved to the side, aren't we?
And that's what I'm saying is that was one of my main concerns. It's like it's like you said, a gotcha moment.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, you know, we got one of your big names. You know, she was the champion for this long, so we got her. Haha, look at that. And it's like that's unfortunate. You know, because like you said, she does have potential.
Yeah, but I think this is where imposter syndrome is appropriate. I think she should have imposter syndrome. And I think she should carry that chip on her shoulder because it's only going to make her better. It's going to make her try harder.
Yeah.
It's going to make her invest more. But I don't see this as a win for WWE unless she puts in the work.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's going to be a fucking dud of a signing.
Yep.
And then they'll see that and they'll be like, oh, next round of budget cuts. Hey, Jade, sorry, bye.
Yeah.
You know, so...
Budget cuts.
Yeah. I am curious, though, on what they're going to line up for her. And how long she's going to be in the oven before they decide that she's reached temperature and send her out.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely going to be an interesting one.
So this was a very wrestling-heavy episode tonight.
Hey,
You know.
it was some really good topics, though.
Yeah. I'm trying to see here if I have anything else to mix up as well.
You probably had a lot to talk about on wrestling, so you're like,
Yeah.
oh, shit. Do we
Well,
have time?
I do have one more that we can briefly run over. This was from comicbook.com yesterday.
Ooh.
Breaking news around 9 in the morning. The Actors Guild has voted to authorize a strike for workers in the video game industry, effectively shutting down an important aspect of modern games. So if there are video games being worked on right now that say, you know, some voice actors are part of the Actors Guild and stuff,
Yeah.
it's like those things are going to be put on pause. How you feel about them apples?
I mean, that sucks big time. Because, like, for example, games like God of War
Yeah.
have some huge fucking names in there.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to those type of games? You know, it's like, I'm afraid more games like Generation Zero with their horrible voice acting
Right.
is going to be a more common thing.
Yeah, so my big fear is not what's kind of happening now. It's what it's going to look like this time next year. Because the writer strike is still going on.
Mm-hmm.
The actor strike is still going on. And now this whole thing is approved. I mean, for fuck's sakes, they're adding 2 Monday Night Football games on Mondays now to fill spots because of the actor strike and writer strike.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's going to want to debut a new show right now?
Yeah.
You can't have your celebrities out there on talk shows advertising the show and doing media scrums about it. You know, you can't have red carpet events. Oh, Snark says the writer's strike reached a deal. When did that happen?
Oh.
But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
like, and still, just because they reached a deal,
Doesn't mean it's good.
well, no. Doesn't mean that all of a sudden everything's going to get expedited now and going to be worked on twice as fast and stuff.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at is next year, during this time next year, there's going to be shit. What's going to happen to the movie theaters next year? What's going to happen to television programming next year? What's going to happen to video games next year?
Yeah, you bring up a really good point.
Because now it's like they've lagged, right?
Mm-hmm.
And their ping is fucking horrible. And what happens between the button command and it registering is next year.
Yeah.
So there's going to be so much emptiness that you kind of think like, well, shit. Are they just going to put like B movies in the movie theaters? Or are they just going to do like a lot of classic reruns? Or...
And the thing is, too, is like, it could also be one of those situations where, you know, like, let's say, you know how when we're in work mode, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, something takes your attention away from it for like 15 minutes.
Right.
But because of those 15 minutes, you're behind now about half an hour to an hour. You know how that happens?
Yep.
There's also the concern for that.
It's like the trip to Home Depot.
Yeah.
Puts you behind.
Yeah, like now there's a concern. What if it doesn't just trickle into next year, but the following year as well?
Yeah. I mean, making a movie is not a fast process.
God, no.
Making a television show is not a fast process either.
Nope.
You know, making a video game is definitely not a fast process.
No.
You know, and I would hate to see shit get canceled.
Yeah.
I would hate to see video games and projects get canceled because of this shit. Corporate greed, studio greed, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And I could see that happening. I could definitely see that happening. Especially with projects that were announced, that were right in the developmental stages.
Yeah.
All of a sudden this stuff happens, and then now you've got to wait even longer for stuff to come out. Or, yeah, like Alex says, like Silent Hill. Right. And it's like, no one wins, right?
No.
I mean, again, fair working conditions, fair wages, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, no one wins.
Yeah.
Us really don't win at the end of the day. So I would really like to see, and this is fucking first world problems, right? But I would really like to see this shit end so like Deadpool 3 can fucking resume filming. Or so Mortal Kombat 2 can fucking resume filming.
Yeah.
Because the week that movie started filming, the fucking shit hit the fan, and they had to stop production.
Oh yeah, no, we're like 2 to 3 years. Like if it was gonna, you know, occur in like 2 years, 3 years.
Kraven the Hunter was ready to go next month.
Oh shit, you're right.
And it got pushed to next August. Because they couldn't do a fucking press tour. The movie's ready to be seen! But because of the stupid fucking strike... Nope.
That's terrible.
It's terrible.
Terrible.
So yeah, I don't know.
You bring up a lot of good points with that, man.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about the whole strike and actor strike, writer strike, blah, 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 blah. And what do you think the entertainment landscape is going to look like this time next year?
I mean, hopefully they have some stuff as backup for now.
Yeah, I mean, it's... And you know, too, it's going to fuck with a lot of, like, timeline plans. Say for, like, the MCU or stuff like that.
Yeah, because they had things planned out up until, like, what, 2029 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. But now it's like, okay, well, one project was further along than the other at this point, and so on and so forth. So it's like, what's going to come out next? It's going to be like a whole 2020 kind of thing again.
Yeah.
You know, where projects got halted and this and that, so...
I mean, granted, though, like... After 2020, though, they were able to pick up things pretty quickly afterwards. Like, granted, there was still, a long pause for stuff to come out, but still, I feel like they'll be able to pick up the pace at a reasonable rate. Like, it won't overwork the people working on the projects.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
That's kind of why they fucking hit a strike in the first place, because they were being...
I know, but that's why I said at a reasonable rate,
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, the people that actually work on this media are passionate about what they do.
You have to be.
Yeah. So, like, they wouldn't want it to lag too far behind. So they'll be like, all right, we came to an agreement. Hopefully we can, just for this time being, push things a little bit. And afterwards, we'll get to a point where we're all happy.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, and look, it's not as simple as that, though, either.
No, I know.
Because you got, like, say, for example, the crew in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
You have to tell them now, even stay in shape even longer.
Yeah.
Diet hard even longer. Same thing with, like, the Deadpool crew and stuff like that. Like, Hugh Jackman fucking diets and works out like crazy to get to the Wolverine physique.
Oh, yeah.
He loses it, but he has to work back up. A lot of actors do that shit.
Yeah.
Now you're asking them, hey, can you maintain that while we do this strike? Or how long is it going to take you to get back there?
Yeah.
And that's going to push shit out even more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good point, man. Good point.
So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us over here at the NSquared podcast. Shout out to our sponsor, Dubby Energy. Head on over to dubby.gg to get yourself 10% off of your energy drink order using the code NSquared10. We want to say thank you very much to our very special mod in the channel, Snark. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you to all of the lovely people who had decided to chat along with us tonight and listen on Thursday or Friday, whenever the podcast is uploaded to the audio streams. You'll catch us again on Thursday at 7 p.m. for Thursday Night Throwdown, which will probably play some Mortal Kombat 1.
Hey.
I've been Nerdy Nick. You can find me on Instagram at nerdynick_91 and on Twitter at buffnerd, or is it X, whatever, I don't care. I don't really use the thing anyway, so just follow me over on Instagram. You can find Josh deep in the sauce